Round two. Round two. Ding, 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 ding. Can you hear me? I hope you can. I don't understand why sometimes you can hear me and sometimes you can't, but it's okay. I'm going to actually check myself here. You can't. Here we go. But it's okay. I'm going to. Sweet. Okay, cool. So you can hear me. So, what I was saying before, I should probably delete this first one so that people don't get confused. If I can from my phone. Let's see if I can delete that first one where you couldn't hear me. Delete. Hopefully I'm not deleting the wrong one here. Mic check. Mic check. Yes, sound. Sweet. Hello, Wesley. So what I was saying before is I was going to go live yesterday and I was going to go through some stuff on, thanks, Coclo. I was going to go through some different things that I found that was kind of cool about the earth that not everybody knows about and stuff. And I was told by a few friends that there was other people going live and I should, wait till this time and that time. And I'm like, I don't really work that way. If I want to go live in that moment, I do. So I decided just um, to not go live last night. And then tonight I was going to, but I've been so busy. My mom, as some of you know, she just recently had a pacemaker put in. And so I've been the one taking care of everything. And so I've been very, very busy. And, yeah, so so tonight, there's a couple other channels that are going live too. But like I said, I don't really do my lives depending on who else is live. There's always somebody live, right? So if I worked around their schedule, I would never ever go live. I probably will tomorrow, as far as showing you guys some cool stuff that I found. We'll look at Google Maps or look at the different things. Thanks, Clo. Yeah, she had some issues too, like she did get the jab, and yesterday she was peeing blood clots, and that's not a good thing. So she has to go see a urinologist and stuff. So I'm just trying to make sure that she's as comfortable as, like, she's still walking around and doing her thing, but I'm still trying to make sure to handle everything around here. And it's not a small house. So yeah. So yesterday I was going into different people's lives, listening and stuff. Like David Knoll, of course, he just got out of the hospital, and just trying to go into different chats and listen and pay respects. Hi, Josie. And but I haven't really had a much time to talk in the chats because I've just been kind of cleaning while I'm listening and stuff. So most of that stuff is finished now. And so yeah, so I just wanted to come on, maybe get you guys's, like, we can kind of talk freely about like what you guys think about the fires in Maui. How do you pronounce that? Lahaina? Lahaina, I think, is how you pronounce it, in Maui. And, what you guys think about that. Like, I'm seeing a lot of videos of people that live there, and they're saying that their water was turned off, but the electricity was kept on, and that they didn't get warnings and up until 5 minutes until it was too late. And then I think the person that is in control of the disaster relief or whatever his title is. He ended up resigning because he couldn't take the pressure. And now they're blaming his resignation on his health. Well, there's no such thing as coincidence, buddy. We're not that stupid, Oh, it just happens to be that you resign when all of this happens because you made really bad choices because he was probably paid off. Let me turn this. Okay. I didn't want you guys to keep hearing pings from the background. But yeah, I don't think it's natural either, Clo. And I have some friends who either live there, not in Maui, thankfully. But I do have a friend who has family members that, live there, lost their home and stuff like that. And they have realtors and all these people coming in offering them very little money for their land. And it's just disgusting. It's very frustrating to watch what's going on. Melting point of steel is 2,660 Fahrenheit, and a wildfire burns at 1,400 Fahrenheit. Yeah, and that's very similar. Hi, Jeannie and Ange. I do not hear anything but you. Okay. So that reminds me of the California fires too. I can't remember what I used to work with people from there too. And anybody who remembers the name of the city that completely burnt down in California a couple years ago, remind me. But their cars were burnt to a crisp too. And then you would have trees that were still whole. So how does oh, okay. Thanks, Jeannie. Yeah, that's probably because I just turned it off. But yeah, so it's just it's very frustrating to know that there's this whole agenda and things are going on, just like those Canadian fires. I live in an area where I've always thought about this ever since I was little, because I've pretty much lived here my whole life. I was born in San Francisco, but I moved a few times and I've been here ever since. And where I live is a bunch of desert, and there's mountains all around the city that I live in. So all it would take is a few arsons all around the borders of where I live, and we would be stuck in a circle of fire, and it can happen to any of us. So, I'm sad for the people in Maui, and, I pray that they, stay strong and stick to their guns and don't sell their land. Because to me, that's what the whole thing is. A lot of people are saying Oprah has land there and blah, 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 and it wasn't touched. And, it doesn't surprise me at all. I think they just don't care what they're showing us anymore. They don't care if they're being outed, because a lot of people don't believe that that's true. A lot of people would say, well, why would they do that? You keep freezing up or I keep freezing up? Paradise City. Yeah, that's what it was, Esli. Thank you. Hopefully I'm not freezing up, because I don't know what it is with my internet lately, but it's been freezing a lot. So yeah, let me know, because if it's glitchy, I'll just end it, because what's the point if you just hear glitchy? Maybe it's because I have an upload in the background. Hi, Paul from Newcastle. Yeah, please let me know if I'm glitchy. So it a lot of people don't believe that the government and the higher powers, whatever. I don't consider them the higher powers. Yes, amazing how these celebrities' homes are just perfect. Yeah. When I say higher powers, I don't literally mean that. I just think all of us kind of understand what that means. But they aren't higher powers. They're corrupt, they're liars, and they've swindled and controlled us for a very long time. And I don't consider them higher than any of us. There's a reason why they try to keep us down. So, yeah, so it's just sad. So send out prayers to them and strength, and don't sell your property if you can help it. Don't sell it. They're lying about how many people have passed in the fires. They're lying about a lot of stuff. And I watch Cinema Shogun because I'm busy doing my own thing. So sometimes it's nice to watch somebody else who does a lot of the research for me. And I'm sure a lot of you guys can understand that too, right? Hey, Paradox. Hey, Lost in Space. Okay, so Lost in Space says, I'm in the thick of it here in the mountains, and paradise isn't far from here. But I'm ready. Cleared my area and got 400 feet of fire hose. Yes. And see, that's one of the issues too, is I'm glad you checked your phone too, Paradox, is the government, they take so much taxes from us and they're sending it away to fight wars that we have no business fighting. And they're sending all our money away, and they're not doing the forestry work that helps to clear out all the dead trees, because it is an art, right? Like, in order for you to tend to the forest, you really have to know what you're doing, because if you do something wrong, it can cause havoc. And they're not doing that. So that has a lot to do with how it spreads so quickly as well. But again, all these cars are burnt to a crisp. It just doesn't make sense. But just keep your vibes high and be diligent, and don't accept the narrative for what they're telling you, because our awareness can help energetically to fight this war against humanity. And I know sometimes we feel hopeless and like we can't do anything, but our energy and our focus is so much more powerful than a lot of us realize. And I think sometimes we get lost in the weeds of this reality, and we start to focus on the negative things, when really we really should be trying to focus on our power. And even if we have negativity within our subconscious or within our focus, we can always counteract that with visualizations of these people going down, with them being exposed, So they're trying to devalue people, attack the flags and people's ID. No, they're trying to do so much stuff, Paul. It's wild, and it's sad to watch. And it can happen to any of us. Let's see, where did it go? So, like Lost in Space said, he lives right near Paradise, and Paradise was a torching hell about how many years ago? I'd say like 3 years ago now, 4 years ago. And just like Maui, it's just like got burnt to a crisp, and they didn't help people. All Biden had to do was send out airplanes that could catch water from the ocean and put the fires out. There's a whole ocean around that island. And why did he choose to go ride his bicycle or whatever he was doing instead of getting planes out there to attack the fire, or at least turn the water on, keep the water on, so that they can try and use their hoses and things like that. It's they're so terrified of people expanding spiritually and having their own land and being self-serving. They're so terrified of us finding out who they are, that because they know the jig is up. The jig is up. Like there's many people who have never believed that there are evil entities out here trying to basically cause mass genocide. Some people are actually starting to wake up, and they don't like that, right? So they're going to they're going to get desperate and start doing everything they can to try and take over the lands. And, right now it seems like it's working, but it's not. It isn't working. At least, it might be working right now temporarily, but in the long run, we've already won. So the more people that keep their eyes open and stay vigilant and keep learning and keep seeing the bullshit and the hypocrisies, the better, you know. We are very powerful. So try to keep your spirits high. I know life it's very difficult right now. Things are very expensive. We have to work our asses off for ungrateful bosses, ungrateful corporations. They're taking people's 401ks. Like a lot of stuff is going on that's very hard to deal with. But you know, for the most part, we can handle it. We just have to try and remember that um some things don't come easy. And as long as we stay strong, we can fight this. Why were the schools closed that day? Seems odd. Yeah. And now a bunch of the kids are missing from what I've heard last time I've heard. They tell the kids to stay home, but the parents can keep working. How does that make sense? And now all of a sudden the kids are missing or dead. And, just if any kind of catastrophe happens in your area, do what your gut tells you because you're right. Like, of course, listen to some stuff if you have the opportunity to listen, but I would take it with a grain of salt. If your gut is, if the news is saying one thing and your gut is saying another, you follow your gut. If you need to hike up to the mountains, get up there. If you have to evacuate your house and leave everything, take your family, your animals, and get the hell out of there. You have to listen to yourself because they are lying to everybody constantly. Power outage and high winds from a hurricane, some 800 miles out, I believe. Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that, Esley, because my mom was telling me that my aunt was watching the news, and I guess there's a hurricane going from San Diego up into northern Nevada. And since when do hurricanes come to Nevada? Never. Yep, it usually is allegedly. But yeah, yeah. They just like I posted a video the other day showing you guys what the news does. They have a script that high like the higher ups give them, and they all have to read it verbatim. And that's a perfect example of how the news, they don't tell you what you need to hear. They tell you what the higher ups want you to hear. But yeah, it is strange. Like, how in the hell is a hurricane going from San Diego all the way to northern Nevada? Northern Nevada, there's never been hurricanes here. A really weird thing, I think it was, I can't remember and they're gonna always blame it on freaking global warming because they're trying to switch things up. They want to switch everything around and force you to have to change your air conditioner units, your heating units, your ovens. They want you to, it's all about money and it's all about control. So they want you to like tap into the smart meter grid, right? And I forgot what I was saying. Let me think. Hold on. Let me think. Yeah. So they're going to blame everything on global warming. And recently, I think it was time goes by so fast, so I don't even know year to year anymore. sometimes I skip years, and sometimes I reverse years. Like, my dog was 3 years older than I thought no, let me rephrase it. My dog was 3 years younger than I thought he was. And every year I used to go and look at his birth certificate. So I knew exactly how many candles to put on his little doggy cake. Right. And then one year, all of a sudden he was 3 years so younger. So I had a couple more years with him because I used to pray, like, please don't take my dog. Right. And the whole time I thought he was 3 years older, when all of a sudden, boom, I switched realities and he's 3 years younger. So I had 3 years more with him. So that kind of stuff happens all the time too, which I think has a lot to do with our power and our focus. We can switch timelines, as crazy as that sounds. Like, we can jump timelines. I've done it before. There's been times where I don't know what happened, alls I know, when you're in a dream and you start falling and then you wake up like, and you're like, whoa, that was intense. Well, I had that happen when I was on a walk. This has happened a couple times. Like, I'd be out with friends, walking with friends or whatever. And then all of a sudden I would feel that. And then all of a sudden I'm in this different reality, but it was the same, which is kind of hard to explain, but I know I've jumped timelines many, many times, right? And we can do that. And we can also push back whatever this agenda is that they're doing with this genocide and everything that they've always wanted to do. I mean, the Georgia Guidestones, they tell you right there that, that's their plan. And that's probably why they destroyed some of them, is because, and that could have been just some random person that destroyed it, or it could have been, them purposefully destroying it so that we don't have that knowledge of their plan anymore, even though there's still some up. But the more people that know that we have this ability, the better, because then we can actually start taking control. It's almost like when, like with the nuclear weapons, if nuclear weapons even exist, but nuclear weapons, the supposed UFOs dismantle them, and they're not able to use them anymore. And that could possibly be because of some people being so fearful of it and being righteous, like with God or whatever, if you're religious or spiritual or whatever, however you do your magic, that us not wanting that changes the whole course of things. Soul Tribe. Yeah, I think so too, Chloe. And some people don't realize it. Some people don't really realize that they did, but they realize that there's something that happened. So, that's all it takes, is a little, what the hell was that moment, for people to start asking questions. But, so moving on to a different topic, what was I going to talk about? I had a few things I wanted to talk about. So since I'm a Britney Spears fan, I don't even really know if I don't know. I feel like she may have died years ago and now they just have a replacement for her. But I am thinking about doing a tarot reading and seeing what comes up because I've never liked her husband. I never trusted him. Her wedding seemed very fake and very ritualistic. And so they're getting a divorce and he wants more money, of course. And I don't know if that's like true or not. It could be total speculative or people just making up shit. But if that really is her, she's never going to get free. I've already done tarot readings on her in the past that said she's not going to get free. Plus my own intuition already knows. And I know how MK works, right? If anybody is familiar with the MK thing, You don't get out of there. Once you put yourself into that cult, um, even if you try to get out, they will kill you. You're not getting out. And so I feel bad for the little girl who was once Britney Spears, you know. Now she, if that's really her, which I've seen a lot of videos where her eyes changed colors and stuff like that. Um, you know, if that's really her, she's not getting out of there. Howdy, Mandela effect. Yeah, Mandela effect. I can see most of the shifts, but they've slowed down. Be wary of bedroom magic. I don't do anything in the bedroom, so I don't have to worry about that. I was thinking about that today. I'm like, dude, I don't even know how old I am anymore. I thought I was 41, but I'm not sure if I'm 41 or 42. I was thinking about that earlier. I'm like, oh shit, how old am I? 41 or 42? I forgot. Um, but that's just, I think, my own memory loss. I don't think that has anything to do with anything. Yeah, the Britney news, Leslie. Yeah, I just, like that poor lady. I mean, if that really, I don't think, there's so much weird stuff going on with her Instagram. She's never come out and spoken with her own mouth without looking like she has a gun held to her head. It's just crazy. Like, I think everything around her is false and they're just making up stuff just to keep people interested in her because, rumor has it, and years ago, that she was in a car accident with Justin Timberlake and she was decapitated. And Justin Timberlake was in a facility on life support. And they didn't want her to, quote unquote, die because she was making so much money. So they either cloned her or they got a replacement for her because she doesn't look like she used to at all. And I know, like some people really do change, but with her, I don't know, it's just her personality and everything changed. But MK Ultra, that can really mess with somebody's looks and mind. So I've been dreaming a lot too, Paradox. I can hardly sleep anymore, let alone anything else. Oh, thankfully I can still. She is very different, Josie. I'd like, what in the hell? Because I didn't watch TV for many years, for like 7, 8 years. And I had always loved Britney. Like, I never was a fan of her music in the past, but I am now. Some of her music's really good, but in the past, I wasn't a huge fan of her music, but I always liked to watch her perform, and I liked her as a person. And so I would watch her interviews and stuff like that. And then I didn't watch TV for a long time, very focused on my spirituality, very focused on meditating and stuff like that. And so I didn't watch TV. Plus, I know how toxic TV can be. And once I went back on and I saw like interviews with her and stuff, I was like, wait, who is that? That's not Britney, So who knows, man? I think they're playing us when it comes to her. I think they are playing us. Chloe said, I did the same at the same age. So you was 41 last year and I am 41 again this year. I don't know how old I am, dude. I was born in 81. So June 13th, 81. I think I'm 41, but I might be 42. I don't remember. That's crazy. I guess that's how much I care, right? It's like I care that much I don't even remember. Paul said they attack the inner child. She's like a real life Barbie doll. Yeah, her videos on Instagram and stuff. It's like her inner stripper wants to come out. She just wants to show off her sensuality and stuff and be kinky and but I feel like that might be a little ploy for them to make her seem like she's crazy. I mean, she might be crazy. I mean, she does, I think what I've always said, if you go back and watch my tarot readings, I took them down. I could always post them back up, but nobody gives a fuck anyway. So I probably will just keep them down. But in past readings that I've done for her is um, that I just got distracted by a hummingbird. What are the past readings that I did? I can't remember. That basically she's fucked. I can't remember what I was saying. We're 42, lol, but I do feel younger. Oh, damn, I'm 42. Okay. All right, Josie, we're 42. All right. Well, I guess we got to accept it. So there was some other stuff I wanted to talk about. Hold on one sec. Let me see if I can find it. Nope, can't find it. Oh, hello. So, I had to stop feeding the birds outside. I decided to take down the bird feeders because one of my favorite birds was white with gray spots on it. And I was sitting out here after I woke up drinking my coffee. And can you guys hear me? Because I just went to a different page for a second. So let me know if you can hear me, please. Can you hear me? Okay, thank you. Thank you, Paradox. Okay. Hi, Truth Seekers. Good to see you. Hey, I'll be 52 in 10 years, Paul. So that's going to be in a blink of an eye. So we're getting older, that's for sure. I was just talking to my mom about how I've been having to change makeup and stuff because certain makeup kind of settles into the wrinkles and shows the wrinkles more and stuff. It's like, damn, but it's okay, you know. Um, oh yeah, so the birds. So I decided to take down the bird feeders because the other day I was drinking my coffee and I named this bird Freckles because it comes over here sometimes and it's one of those big pigeons, not the turtle dove pigeons, but the big ones, the big fatties. And it's totally different than all the other ones. It's white with gray spots. So I was like, your name is Freckles. And then a hawk came. Well, I went inside for a little bit. I came back out and I looked over and the hawk had that bird pinned down. And I was like, no, not Freckles. And I'm sorry if it's windy out here, but we're probably going to get some rain here soon because apparently we have a hurricane coming in Nevada. But so I went and scared the hawk off, and then the pigeon stood up and it had a bunch of puncture holes. You could see the blood coming out of his chest and stuff. And I was like, oh man. So whether it lived, I'm pretty, you know, I don't think it probably, I hope it lived, but I don't see it living, you know. Once you get talons stuck in your chest and your neck, I'm pretty sure you're going to bleed out. But, so that really sucked. I grabbed some of its feathers and I was doing healing on the feathers, you know, so maybe one day I'll see it again flying around. I really hope so. And then the day after, I took everything down and I cleaned up the area of all the seed and everything, and I just took it down. And then the pigeons, and they were so used to coming over to my yard, you know, because we've had that here for almost 4 years, been feeding them. And the hawk tried to come and get one of them again. And so, yeah, I'm done with I mean, I know it's a hawk's duty to feed itself, of course, but not in my yard, you know. Beachfront property in Nevada. Yeah, once California drops into the ocean. Is that what you mean? You have freckles all over you, True Seeker? I have freckles too. They're not all over me, but I do actually. Yeah, my arms are full of freckles. When I was a kid, I used to have like a big cluster of freckles on my nose, so it just kind of looked like a tanner nose, and then they kind of dissipated and thinned out on my cheeks. So yeah, I have freckles too. I think freckles are adorable. I think they're cute. Poor freckles. I know. Hold on, an airplane. True Seeker said, I have a nest hawk in the alley tree. Yeah, and I don't mind hawks. I mean, they're beautiful creatures and all that, and they have to eat too. But when I'm the one, because I feel like it's an easy target here because they know there's going to be birds here because there always are birds here. That's why you guys can always hear birds in the background because we feed them usually. And so I mean I know it's the cycle of life and all that stuff, but I don't want to see it here. Go somewhere else. Oh, a butterfly is going crazy in the wind. It's like poor butterfly. Yeah, it's weird. It's only August 19th and we already have this weather. I'm gonna take you guys inside so you don't have to listen to this wind. So just give me a second. So right now I have a little project going on. Kaz made a new song, and so I'm working on the video for it. So look out for that. Just like Kaz was telling me. Here, let me get into the garage. You're gonna hear the TV probably. Mom's watching TV. She's hooked on a show called Power. I've never seen it because I don't watch too much TV, but Power. She's like, it's a great show, but there's like a lot of sex. Like, yeah, I'm not really into watching sex. I don't watch porn anymore or anything like that. So it makes me a little uncomfortable. What was I talking about? I know I was talking about freckles. So freckles might be gone. There was years ago when I lived at a apartment complex, and I didn't know hawks hunted birds at that point. And I saw the hawk on the grass, and I was like, oh, cool, a hawk. How cool. And I was taking pictures of it and stuff. And then I realized that it had a bird pinned down, so I scared them away. They both got scared away. But then a day or two later, I saw a pigeon dead in the gutter on top of the apartments. It was hanging out of the gutter. And I put two and two together, and I was like, oh, because at that point you're like, well, shit, I might as well have let the damn hawk eat it. What a waste. But I had a gut friend that was obsessed with girls with freckles. Oh, a guy friend. Got it. I have that same problem. Are you a redhead True Seeker? Do you have, or like a super light blonde hair or something? Yeah, when I was a kid, I got really, really burnt super bad, and I couldn't sleep. And it was during the riots in California with the Rodney King stuff. And I think I was probably like, I was like 12, maybe 10 or 12, in between that. And I couldn't sleep because I had a horrible sunburn because I just love outside. You guys know that. Always been like that. And I couldn't sleep, and I was watching the news, and I was terrified, and I thought the riots were going to come to me, and I was like crying, and it was horrible. That was the worst sunburn I ever had, coupled with the riots. It was not cool for a 12-year-old to deal with. Yeah, pigeons are slower. Yeah. And I think that, you know, they just get so comfortable over here. They're like, oh, this is nice. We have grass and food and water, and I'm just going to chill. And then they kind of stop being vigilant. Plus, one of our trees, hold on, I have to cough. One of our trees is way overgrown. We're going to have an arborist come here and tell us how much it's going to cost to trim it. But I think that has a lot to do with it too, is because the birds can't really see when the hawk is coming through because it hides really well. Oh, you had oil on? Light brown hair. Oh my God, I had oil that had SPF, but I was wrong. It was fast burning oil. Oh, oh, yikes. Yeah, when I was young, I used to put baby oil on so that I could get tanned faster, you know? But, you know, when you get older, you start to make different choices. It's like, oh yeah, skin cancer, that's a thing. Chloe said, we have screeching hawks. I never see them with anything, but I hear them. Oh, I don't know if I've ever heard a screeching hawk. Paradox said, between my Wi-Fi being effed with by spiritual beings and YouTube glitches, geez. Oh, well, let me know if I'm glitching because I don't want to keep talking. Because I know, like, sometimes I'll re-listen to the stream and then I'm like totally glitching and I'm like, God damn it. Oh no, so this whole stream might be fucked. Well, I might have to take the whole stream down. But it's okay. Yeah, my internet's been being really goofy for like a month or two now. So I'm hoping that once I plug in my laptop and I do it that way, hopefully it'll work without glitching. But is everybody having that glitchy issue? Let me know. Okay, cool. Okay, cool. Yeah, it's so because I know like everybody like we all just want to hang out and talk, and then sometimes it gets glitchy, and I know it's very annoying. So, but yeah, I and also like so I did a live. You just smudged? Perfect. I need to smudge myself, Paradox. I think maybe I will tonight. Okay, Clo, thank you. Yeah, I need to smudge myself. Um, in the whole house, you know. So okay. So I did the live, I don't know, a week or two ago. A week ago. I was talking about how I made a bad decision, went on a haters live, got myself into a situation, all that stuff, right? I have all kinds of stuff screen recorded and everything, and I was like, if this person comes for me, I'm ready. By the way, the girl that kept calling me a whore and all that stuff, like she's all, I'm popular, I have a YouTube channel and people listen to me. I found her channel and she has 3 subscribers, so I'm like, okay. Okay, you're delusional. But so I had all this stuff like prepared just in case, because I'm not going to put it out unless I have to, right? But I have receipts, right? But I'm not going to do it unless I have to. Well, come to find out, I've been paying attention, and it's not her, it's the channel owner, who's a prick, and he likes to feed off of trauma and bullshit, and he likes to make people like he likes to make people like me and make me the bad guy and stuff. He's that kind of guy just to get clicks and views. And so he's not a good guy, right? Well, there's a couple, like his ex-girlfriends are coming out against him now. There's another channel that's dedicated on figuring out who he is. So like all this stuff is happening, like his karma's happening again because he's gone through this for years. Like, but people still follow him. So people are so stupid. It's like people will see how shitty somebody is and they'll still follow them and protect them. It's like, well, I guess that makes you a shitty person too. But I'm happy because I didn't have to do anything, because karma always works itself out, and it's happening quite quickly, and it's very great to see. And I'm just sipping my tea, sitting back watching. Andy Singor. I don't know who that is. Who's Andy Singor? But yeah, I think tomorrow, unless I feel like taking a shower and putting makeup on and stuff, I can do it tonight. Otherwise, I'll probably go on live tomorrow because I want to show my face and I want to hang out and hopefully have good connection and talk about some cool stuff with Mother Earth and things that maybe not everybody. No, I don't know who that is. He's doing what you were talking about. Oh no, the person I'm talking about's name is what's he go by now? He has a lot of different names. He goes by shit, what does he go by? He goes by so many different names. So he has a channel called To Fact, which is a comedy. He responds to like Crystalia, Brendan Schwab, and stuff like that. So he has that channel. Oh, his name is Morbid. He's had a lot of channels. What time? Well, if it's tomorrow, I'm probably going to try to do it earlier. Well, maybe around this time tomorrow. Yeah, Paradox. It's really hard for me to say what time I do my lives because I'm very sporadic. That's why it's really good to just turn on your notifications with me. Yeah, because sometimes like I'll say I'm going to do something and then I don't, or I just come on without giving anybody any notice, kind of like tonight, you know. So, oh, Popcorn Planet. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of his. I think he's an opportunist. Yeah, I've watched him before, but I think he's kind of it's funny because like I watch a lot of these channels who people are like, you're so awesome, but they're dorks. Like I'm like, you're a clear dork who never got attention in school, and now you're trying to get attention and you're a bully, and you're being a bully just like people bullied you, you know? Like how does that make that any better? You know, it's just like please. Isn't he the one that like they showed videos with him fiddling himself, trying to be all sexy and stuff, and he sent it to somebody? I'm pretty sure that's that guy. If I'm not mistaken, it could be a different channel. I don't know. Don't quote me on that, guys. Popcorn Planet. I definitely have the face in my head. Let me look it up on my phone and see. Oh, okay, that's the guy. Yeah, ew, when I saw his face looking all horny and stuff doing, and he was shaking around his little wiener, I was like, what? What? I never liked that guy though. When he was like covering Britney Spears, you know, and I'm like, you're just a fucking opportunist. You're just gross, you know. And then what about that other dude? I'm horrible with remembering stuff, but I remember details, but I don't remember names. I don't know why. But the guy who interviewed Sammy with the whole Kylie Rodney thing, that guy, That guy's a fucking weirdo too, dude. Oh, all American. Oh wait, it was American something American, something like that. Yeah, that guy's a freak too. I haven't watched him since that whole Kylie Rodney thing, but the first time I saw him when he interviewed Sammy, I was like, wait, how did he get this supposed 20-year-old or 21-year-old on his channel so fast? Ryan? Was his name Ryan? Paradox. You're like, wait, what are we talking about? Definitely not Ryan Upchurch, so it's not that. Yeah, that's when I caught a lot of haters when I went on to Morbid's channel, and because I thought, you guys are all sucking each other's dicks. Let me come in and offer a different perspective. And at first, like, we were all just basically talking shit to each other, making jokes, you know? And then that chick with the red hair that looks like she looks like that when something about Mary put the comb in her hair and it froze. That's what she looked like, but she had red hair and it looked like there was no way you could run a comb through it. And she was telling me how shitty I am and ugly I am and how I'm a whore and stuff. And I was like, I'm going to find you. And I did. I found her. And she has 3 subscribers, but she's so popular. No, like if you're talking about Ryan Upchurch, no, I like Ryan. It's All American something. I can't remember. Let me see if I can find it on my phone. But I only watched him for that interview with Sammy. See if I can find him. I haven't looked him up for a long time. I'm looking. I'm still here. Sammy Smith, Kylie Rodney. Maybe if I type in American. Unless you took it down. Tony! Yes. Yes. All American Dream Chaser. That's the guy. Beware of that dude. Beware of that guy, everyone. Don't ever go to that channel. No, I like Ryan. I mean, I know a lot of people don't like what he did and how he handled the situation, but I don't know. I'm just the kind of person to kind of think outside of the box, and I like it when people ask those tough questions. He was kind of mean to people during it, but all that aside, I liked his questions, because I still have those questions. I still don't think it was an accident, me personally. Me personally. But yeah, I like Brian too. He's cool. I'm not a huge fan of his music, but I'm very particular with my music. I actually listen to either real bassy, like I used to like hyphy music back in the day, but I also like Bass Nectar. I like electronic music a lot without words, I don't want people putting their words into my mind and altering my mood, It could have been an overdose. Yeah, I don't know. It was a weird situation, but hey, if the family is okay with the verdict, then I guess, you just got to move on. I did I did a tarot reading for her, and I did a rods reading, and I got some interesting, and I think I even did trying to think of the name of the app that I use. Anyways, it's, you know, it's where you listen to different radio. It kind of puts a bunch of different radio stations in there, and it pops out words depending on what the spirit wants to tell you. And so I did one of those too. So I got some interesting things, but I took those videos down. So I took a lot of videos down. I still have them all. So if I ever need to defend myself or put them back up because I feel like it's, you know, information that people need to hear, I'll bring them back up. I still have them. I just didn't, I just put them on private. So they're still there. Electronic with binaural beats frequency music. Yeah, but I'm also a dancer, so I like more like upbeat, bassy type stuff too, which isn't always in the right frequency, right? That's why it's cool with Kaz's music. She always puts her music to 423 hertz or 42, you know, I don't know the details. 42 whatever, and then 5 to something, whatever, I don't know. I'm not a music creator, so I don't know, but I like that she does that because she knows that the frequency is healing. It can be healing or it can be destructive, so it's better to make it healing. You can put any song. I guess there's software where you can put any song through that software and it'll change it to whatever frequency you want it to. I used to do a lot of meditation with binaural beats. Some of it makes me nauseous. Some of it makes me feel like I'm on a boat because I get seasick and stuff. So there's been a lot of, like, I remember I purchased this one. His name was Nicholas. I can't remember his last name, but I was having a really hard time. Like, it was in the middle of my dark night of the soul and I wanted to die. And so my friend purchased this where he would talk through it, but he also had it at a certain frequency, and it totally helped me. But then after I felt better and I was healed, I would listen to it and I started getting nauseous. So I was like, oh, wow, that's interesting. I don't know what that's all about. Yeah, background music. Yeah. So, all right, guys. Well, I'm glad that you guys came to hang out with me. And again, I'll be doing a live tomorrow. I don't think I'll do one tonight, but put your notifications on or just keep your eyes open if I do decide to do one tonight. Otherwise, I'll be on tomorrow on camera in my room where my office area is and all that stuff. So thank you so much for, Spirit Box Chloe. That's what I did. But thank you guys so much for joining me. Please push the like button and we'll see you soon. I love you guys. Take care. Peace.